The Coonhound Collective podcast is brought to you by CZ Welding and Custom Dog Boxes. Dog boxes built by hunters, for hunters. Check these guys out today. This is your host, Jason Snellgrove, and I will be your guide as we journey down the road to pleasure hunt or hitting the long trail to those great comp hunts. This is the Coonhound Collective podcast. All right. Well, if you can't tell, we're back at the Sawmill office with Daniel and Patrick. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you, Jason?
Good. Nice little intro there. Some new music. So how things been going, y'all? Y'all been hard at it?
Man, it's been hot.
Yeah, it's too hot for me.
We're ready for fall.
I agree. It is. It's definitely been warm, and if y'all hear a little buzzing in the background, that's because we got the air conditioner running.
Yeah, we ain't turning that off.
Yeah, no, it's we just have to deal with the background noise because it is. It's been nice and warm. So good to see y'all again. Glad to get together and do this again and kind of talk about some of the episodes. But first, I get so many phone calls and so many messages. Tell me about Frank. Let's have a Frank update. Last time his thyroid was low. He was trying to figure out what was going on. So where we at now with Frank?
Yeah, well, first you sent me another podcast here a while back of some guys talking about thyroid, and they brought up a real good point. You know, if you suspect your dog's got thyroid issues, definitely get them tested multiple times because they'll get low and then they'll be low for whatever reason, and then they'll throw them on the thyroid pills, and then they never test them again, and that's not their issue. So with him, luckily, we've tested him 4 or 5 times now. And finally, this last time, we've just kind of upped his dose a little bit by a little bit. And he's getting up closer. I can't remember what he was finally 1-1 or 1-2, something like that. And so, you know, it's not exactly where we want to be, but he's finally above 1. I mean, for so long, it was kind of disheartening. We couldn't get him up there. So I think we found something that's working, and so we're going to test him again closer to fall. But he's doing a little better. We took him right after we hunted him right after we tested him, and he did do pretty good. But
2 singles.
Yeah, I think he treated 2 singles, and but I can tell the heat. He's different with the heat, so he's definitely a different dog. He's a cold weather dog anyway. But this thyroid thing, I think there's days that, nights that he just can't hunt as good. You know, I took him the other night. I was going to try to take him to his first comp hunt, and I took him, and it was just, you could tell it was bothering him. I mean, He just wasn't hunting like he was, but on the cool nights, man, he clicks right along. So that may just be how it is for him now. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least you're on the right path here, and maybe the cold weather get back around here. And
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
He'll get to clicking again. We'll be in trouble come meat hunt time.
Yeah, when it was low, we were going on them. For some reason, that cold weather put a Band-Aid on it because we was going on that one night. It was 14, and he was just, coon after coon, and it's like, oh, he's all right.
I think I put a light jacket on that night.
Yeah, you might have, yeah.
All right, so Patrick, last time we was talking, you have the coon hunting spot connection to find them. So what's happening at the feed store?
Well, I picked up, I think it's about 600 acres down in Jane. We got to hunt that this fall, or I think he's going to whoop me. We got quite a few more here just outside of the Osho. But other than that, we're pretty slow. I keep chasing coon hunting spots and not selling feed.
All right, well, that's okay. We'll hunt the coon hunting spots. I know that may not be paying the bills, but at least
they haven't fired me yet.
Okay, well, that's all that matters. We want to keep you in good graces there. We don't want to lose any of the coon hunting spots for sure. that's important. That may be the most important part of the job.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They didn't tell me about that part of the benefit package when I signed on.
Yeah. So you got a young dog. How's your pup doing?
Well, she's finally starting to run a track, and she's made some trees, had some coons in them. Will not open on a tree, so we're going to start working on that this fall when I start hunting again. She pushed one 1,000 yards here the other night. Got there, couldn't see, too leafy. We got out covered in ticks, and I thought, this is crap. I'm going home. We're done. And then the other night, fixing to put her back on her chain, had her run around the yard, and she just took off. I thought, what the heck? She never does this. She run over and was messing around, and I shined over there, and she had a coon up a tree. She winded that coon from 60 yards away.
Yeah. Have you a layup dog, maybe?
There's hope for her.
There's hope. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. As y'all know, before we started this, I was telling you about Jewel. She's kind of doing the same thing your pup's doing, and she's driving a track in there good. She's even treeing some good, but it's just like, you get a couple 100 yards from her. It's just like you reach up and hit a kill switch. Just cut it off. She just stops. She's there at the tree, and I can always find a coon. And here the other night, I took her over on some government land and turned her loose, and she running circles around a mulberry tree on her hind feet. And sure enough, right there, I shined and squalled and finally found a coon, but she just ain't settling in on it. So, as y'all know, they can kill coons in Arkansas. So I shipped her to Arkansas to a guy. He's hunting her for me and see if we can get her kind of reined in on that tree there.
Yeah, get her lined out. Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's close.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. And the other, let's see, Star's had her puppies.
Yeah, some loner puppies.
Yeah, we got 3 loner puppies at the house: a blue female, a red female, and a red male. And we had another blue male that I tried to nurse and tried to help along, and he ended up passing away. He didn't make it on me, but we got 3 healthy puppies. They look good. They really look healthy. The little blue female, she's a good looker, but I'm gonna tell you, I like the blue ones, but there's a red one.
Yeah,
the male dog in there, and boy, he's growing on me.
Brett and I got a bet going. You're going to end up with that one for sure. You're going to keep that one. We kind of have a feeling, yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to hang on to all 3 of them. I didn't even post them for sale, and there's only 3, and it's going to be a big chore to try to get 3 started. But I'm going to kind of hold on to them and try to kind of keep up with how they progress and see how it is to raise a whole litter, being there's only 3. So we'll see how that journey goes. I may be pulling my hair out for that's over with, for sure, because that's a lot of work.
It is. It's a lot of nights. Yep. It's a lot of nights alone because a lot of times nobody wants to go with you on them deals. You know.
Yeah. For sure.
One's bad enough. I can't imagine 3.
Yeah, for sure. They can definitely. Right now, it's fun. They're cute. They're running around. Mm-hmm. They're growling at each other and growling at the other dogs and playing and jumping and stuff. But when they get a little older, they'll be a handful.
Get into that obnoxious stage,
start tearing stuff up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of that, I've got a young male dog there at the house out of Brandon Gaines's stuff, and he's, I don't know, about 4 months old or so, and we call him Poking Okie, because he's kind of, I guess, hyper for Okie when you first let him out of the pen, but I'll let him just run there at the house for a little while, and he just kind of gets where he just lays around. He's kind of like the old hound dog, kind of like off the Dukes of Hazzard. He just kind of lays around.
Lays there in the shade.
Yeah, that's kind of him. So we'll see. He's a good looking dog, but we'll see how he comes along and progresses here. Seems like I got a bunch of young dogs right now.
Yeah.
Star's getting up there in age, so I'm trying to get some stuff to replace her, and got a dog coming. We'll see when he gets here. He's 2, and he's supposed to be comp ready. He's won a couple of casts, so we'll have an update on him.
There we go.
The next time, maybe.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and I guess we'll just jump right into this. But we joined Superior Kennel Club.
Right.
Did you ever join, Patrick?
No, I ain't joining no dang kennel club.
We're going to put the pressure on him because we got to have a judge.
We're going to have to split your entry.
We're going to have to give you $10 a piece so you can join.
I'm too tight for that $20 bill.
$20.
Yeah.
But
can't you hear the squeaking?
No kidding. Yeah.
But, after, let's see, next week, after recording this, I'll be releasing an interview with Todd Sellers, and he's in on that, and me and him talk about it. And, I really think it's a good thing because, people that don't comp hunt like y'all, it's not the pressure of going to a club and drawing out with a bunch of people you don't like. Me and you, or me and Patrick, or whatever, we can call each other out and we can do it. There's no entry fee, and if we win or whatever it is, 4 or 5 wins, and we want to go hunt at the state hunt, we can.
Right.
I think it's going to be a good thing to help get some pleasure hunters involved in it. I think. What do y'all think?
Yeah, absolutely. When you called me and told me about it, I thought, well, I've kind of thought about something like that before. It's like, I don't want to drive to here or there to kind of fool with it, and especially some of these hunts are getting to be a lot more to enter. And I've heard it said, I don't know how many times, I learned my $20 or $30 lesson. Well, some of them lessons are getting to be more and more expensive, and for a guy who's never been in on that end of the game, it's like, I don't really need to go drive that far with gas this high and lose that much money. So I think it's a great idea. We can just get together and you can call out folks in your area, if you want to get on social media or hunt against somebody and yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be fun, especially because get together and get to cut up and have a good time. And we'll have to teach Patrick how to video.
He's going to talk trash, but I guarantee you he's going to get that $20 in, and then he will be talking trash whether he's going to win or not.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
Just remember, when I'm judging, I can be bribed. I like chocolate chip cookies and coconut cream pie.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a good thing. They're getting some members. It seems to be growing.
Yeah.
So I think it's starting to gain some traction, and hopefully we'll get the word out, get some more people entered in this area. I've seen a couple of people ask here in Missouri if anybody who was in it. So I think it's going to grow and it's going to have some attention to it, just because it don't cost so much.
Right,
it's $20 for the year and you're good.
Yeah.
No
and it's the one-on-one premise is kind of cool. I think that's starting to take off a little bit. So I think that side of it on its own is kind of neat. You just 2 handlers, 2 dogs, and go at it and see what happens. So.
Yeah, you don't have set days that you have to be here in the middle of the work week and get up and go to work the next day. You can have your hunts on the Saturday or Friday evenings.
Yeah.
And
I seen them guys the other day on there said, hey, we decided because it's so stinking hot, we're going to put her off for a couple days. And it's like, hey, yeah, why not? So
yeah, I think those guys are in southern Mississippi. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Snakes, alligators.
I don't envy them at all right now. Yeah.
No. That would be way too hot for sure. I've been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Don't want it. Don't want it back. They can have it. But all right. So since the last time we talked, I have sat down with Lane Denny, Judd Costco, Brett Denny, Junior Laster, Brad Luttrell from Go Wild, Brandon Gaines, Nathan Kaufman, and today is a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Welch was today.
Yeah.
So what's y'all's takeaway from those? Any of them?
Any of them? Well, I don't know. I think one of the cool ones is Brandon Gaines. I'm glad you really got to interview him. Brandon's just across the Oklahoma line from us, and so he's about as close to the line-ish as we are. And I've never actually... I don't think I've ever met Brandon in person, probably because we don't go to the hunts. But I know a lot about his dogs and his line. Know a lot of people who deal with him. Seems like a really nice guy. What I really like is, on that is BNS English line that he's got. man, he posts the good, the bad, and the ugly. I always appreciate that about somebody, you know, walking into whatever dog he's hunting that night, you know, he'll go live and walking into so-and-so, and you know exactly what they're going to do. I mean, he straight up, he'll tell you, yeah, they looked awful or they look great. And so I've always appreciated that about him.
Well, I went over and met Brandon when I got the pup, Okie, and, you know, Brett Stevens had put me on to him, and Brett said, man, he's straight up. You know, if he tells you that's just the way it is. And that's kind of the vibe I get from him. He's a really good guy, really nice guy, and got some nice hounds. Yeah,
when I was looking there for a while, everybody that I talked to was like, well, Brandon's not far from you, you know, go over there and get a dog from him. And every time I'd hit him up, he just didn't have any on the ground or whatever. And I ended up with that Willow Creek pup, and one of these days the stars are going to line. I'm going to get me one of these dogs.
Yeah.
He raises the big houndy red ones. That's right up my alley.
Yeah,
man.
and they are. I seen Rowdy and Diesel in person, and they are good looking dogs.
Yeah.
And this little pup I got from him, Okie, he's a houndy looking little joker.
Oh
he's going to be a big boy, I think.
That's cool.
I was excited about that one. I really did enjoy it, and all of them, I enjoy all of them. They just, you know, there are certain things from certain ones. I know, you know, last time we were talking about sponsors and, you know, bass fishing, stuff and sponsors, the way they do that. And the very next interview I done was with Lane, and that was one of the things that he even said. And I thought that was pretty cool because, you know, he was talking about sponsors getting involved with this, and I think there's an avenue coming for them.
I think so. Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me. Some of these hunts, they'll be wanting to put their names on something out there.
Yeah. So is the MFA ready to sponsor Coonhound Collective? Or you can't speak to that.
I have to talk to corporate about that.
Yeah, I'll have to look at my advertising budget there, JC.
Oh man.
Yeah. But So after that, I interviewed Judd Costco, young man. He's 17, I think, and boy,
that was impressive, wasn't it?
He since interviewing Judd, they had I think they called it the Tri-State or something PKC Classic thing here.
Okay. Yep.
Oh my God, he won a cash just about every night.
Really, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, man, he was on fire.
Putting it on,
yeah. He's really been on fire here lately. And
Sounds like
good young man. He's got his head on straight. He's coon hunting. He's gonna go to school after college or trade school or whatever afterwards when he's done with high school. And I really enjoyed interviewing him. He's got a lot of knowledge for no older than he is.
I mean, just listening to him, you can tell he knows what he's talking about. He knows how to handle a dog. And then when I found out how old he was, I was just like, man, this kid, you put a decent dog in this boy's hands and he can go out and win with him. You know, he's got it figured out.
Yeah, his dad's been around coon hunting, and I'm actually going to get together with his dad and have his dad on the podcast. But he's got a lot of knowledge for 17 years old. He's done some winning youth wise and in the regular hunts too that were pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, and he just seems wise beyond his years. I mean, in the interview, he just seemed like he was pretty level headed and you
wouldn't have thought that he was a world winner twice over.
Right? Yeah. He didn't act like it, and that's always impressive to me. So.
Yeah. So after Judd, I went way down south on the telephone and interviewed Mr. Brett Denny. Brett he hunts the Smoking Dan dog for Ike Rainey, the Black and Tan. Mm-hmm. And, him talking about, the strain that it can put on the family when you're out traveling like this. And not only that, but, I mean, some of these guys, like Lane and Brett and Judd and some of those guys, they are laying out in the woods with these dogs, just like it was a job, and that's part of it. If you're going to have one that's going to compete on, the levels that those guys are competing at, you got to get out there and stay with it for sure.
Yeah, I was telling Patrick, he's starting this young dog, and I'm like, look, she gets to clicking, you're going to have to be out there every night. You're going to have to be hammering this thing, and he's like, man, it's just such a grind. And then I hear these guys come on, and of course you talk to other people. So-and-so won that much coon hunting, and it's like, Well, they did, but they've spent so much time doing it, you know, and you sacrifice a lot to win that. And we sacrifice a lot as pleasure hunters just trying to get a decent dog, you know, to get one that can win you thousands upon thousands that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, and that's the reason why my black female, I sent her to Arkansas, is because I could see out there hunting the frustration in her, because she knows the coon's there. She wasn't, you know, 100% sure. You can just tell she's frustrated. I'm getting frustrated, and unfortunately, it ain't kill season here yet. But we're about 30 days out. So
yeah, we're getting our. Yeah. This is our first early one we've ever had.
That is this year that we shooting
August 1st.
I wasn't sure if it was this one or next.
Yeah, August 1st. So we're recording this on the 30th of June. So we're about 31 days out, 32 days out, and we can start shooting.
Are you going to go hunting 30 days, Patrick?
It's going to be hot.
We shall see. I got a suspicion the answer is no. But I don't know. I was hunting some of them hot nights up until it got real hot. So we might.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's just part of it. You know, especially with a young dog, you got to lay out there with them. And, you know, if you, like with me, I just felt like I was doing her more harm, really, than good, because I could just see the frustration in her. And, you know, I know those guys down there can shoot coons to them. And, you know, hey, you know, for me, that was the best thing for the dog. I want the dog to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't want her to be frustrated. So that's what I had to do. So next was Mr. Junior Laster. Man,
what a guy!
I could really go back and talk to him again, and probably will, because we didn't even scratch the surface.
I don't doubt it.
And you know, he's done winning in night hunts on the show bench.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it all. And one of the things that I really appreciated from him saying was, you know, he's had this same line of dogs. He can trace them back for generations past what a pedigree even shows.
What did he say? 8 generations back, that hawk dog was in there 18, 20 times, something like that. Yeah. And but he said, no matter what, get a dog that you like and hunt, whether it's crossbred or whatever. Get a dog that you like and hunt. You can single register it and hunt in the hunts if you want to, but just get something that you like and go out and hunt. And, you know, coming from somebody that's raised a line of dogs for as long as him and his dad did, to me, that just speaks volumes. Because, I mean, he could have been a big advocate for pushing for his line of dogs or walker dogs, because that's what he hunts, walker dogs. But he could have been a big advocate for that. But his main thing was just get a dog that you enjoy hunting and go hunt.
Yeah, to me, that's a mark of a good houndsman. I mean, breed coon dogs to coon dogs and hunt what you like and not push your own agenda. You know, he just wants to see better coon dogs, period. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. So, the next one was Brad Luttrell with Go Wild, with the Go Wild out. I've been using it some.
Have you?
It's one of those that you just got to get out and play with.
There's a learning curve.
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
But it's cool.
I think I tried following Jason, and he wouldn't hit me with the old follow back. So.
Did you give up already?
Oh, yeah.
Got his feelings hurt? No.
There ain't nobody good on there, I tell you.
Yeah, I've messed with it some. It looks like a neat deal. You know, one of the things I liked, he said, basically, you're uncensored. You know, you can post whatever, but at the same time, as long as you've got a picture of a legal harvest, legal kill, whatever, you know, and somebody goes on there bashing you, well, they'll get rid of them. I mean, and so they just don't put up with that anti-hunter in any form or fashion.
Yeah, I'm going to get kicked off of there when you put up a picture of one of them deer with spots and I start talking trash on you.
Picking on my little deer. I know,
Yeah, well, you know, I think it's I really do think it's a good platform. Me and Brad's kind of emailed back and forth some, because one of the things that I would like to see on there that I think would even help draw more people is a go live button. Because they have it on Facebook, and just like we were just talking, the Superior Kennel Club, you know, it's a go live deal on Facebook, but I would love to see, you know, maybe in the future to be able to open up some groups on Go Wild like that. And have have a spot where, you could go live there, because then you don't really have to worry about, okay, who's seeing this live video? Are they going to put you in Facebook jail? Are they going to take it down?
Yeah.
Whatever. I know with Superior, it's a private, group, but, like you were talking, Brandon, going live, walking in the trees and stuff like that. With Go Wild, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, he could have walked into a dog that caught one on the ground or something, and boy, Facebook's just they're gonna ban you for life right there.
He has a couple of times. I think one of the first videos I saw was Diesel with a coon on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I really like the platform. Like I said, it definitely takes some getting used to. I really like the points, and I'm up to almost 3,000 points.
You got a bunch of points? Yeah.
Almost 3,000.
So now what do you do with your points? What does that do?
Okay, so with your points, you have different rewards. Like right now, I've got a 10% off to get a ticket to their slam event they're having in Kentucky if I wanted to go there. But like I had a 20% off their out of the shop, and I bought these boots. The Irish Setter rubber boots, because I wore my mud boot slam out. So I bought these boots here, the Irish Setter boots.
There you go.
For
got
those
a discount on something you're going to use. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, for those that are listening, it's the Irish Setter boots, the Mud Treks, and you can go on there. You can look at on people's gear boxes, see what gear they use, and Houndsman XP has really teamed up with Go Wild, and they're really they're really working with them to get some different stuff added and get some stuff added that we can use. So I think it's going to be a good platform in the future. I think it's a good platform now. I just think it's going to get better as time goes on and people learn to use it and learn how to operate with it. It's just it's not like I said, he shouldn't recreate Facebook, but it's not Facebook. That's what we're all used to using. And
sure,
it just take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while. I'm not they say us younger, which I'm not as young as I used to be, but they say we're supposed to be technologically advanced, and I don't agree with that.
Firm believer that change is bad.
We're old men trapped in younger men's bodies. I think.
Trust me, I have thought about going back to a landline phone, or a flip phone, or something a time or two.
Get the old hand crank on the wall.
There you go.
Yeah, write a letter or whatever. So, all right, we already talked about Brandon. So today was Sean Welch.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm excited about that one.
Man, that guy, he's super, super nice guy. Coon hunting changed his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he coon hunted in high school, and, like he said, they wasn't alcoholics or nothing, but they were drinking and, carrying on and, doing stuff maybe they shouldn't have been doing. And his preacher was a coon hunter and got him involved in it. And that just speaks volumes to, people. I even said this, they say get a young kid a coon dog and then keep him out of trouble. But, if you spend the time like he has, I mean, he said he spent 30-something days straight with
that dog,
with Amtrak out there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it gets in you. It gets in your blood. I know for me, coon hunting is in me. And when I didn't have a dog, I was almost like a crackhead when it got cool. I was getting the itch. I wanted a dog.
Yeah.
So you got to have a buddy with a dog. So when he crosses that creek and climbs that mountain, not my dog, but you still get to go.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that today. I'm only about halfway through that one so far, but I saw that and I thought I got to start listening to this and hear what this is all about. And that was really cool because, it's a big thing for young kids because they're usually looking for trouble, but it's also a big thing for everybody else. It doesn't take much to derail a person. If they've got a addictive personality or anything like that, and as long as you're not just leaving your family every night, well, there's nothing wrong with going coon hunting, and so if he can spend some time out there hunting, I mean, that's great that kind of turned his life around.
And not only did it turn his life around, I think the reward to his work was he won the Super State and the PKC Nationals in 1 year. Now, I've never hunted in either one of them.
Right.
So I'm talking from pure ignorance here, but from what I've been told from around some of the people that I've been around, the PKC National is the toughest hunt to win. And to lay out there in the woods with those dogs like he did, and then to be rewarded by going out and accomplishing that goal, I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, and he's the only one to win both, right?
In the same year.
Yeah, in the same year.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's obviously, it obviously isn't too easy if he's the only one.
Hey, somebody told me that, and I thought, I better verify this. So I called PKC and talked to the girls up there, and they were unsure, so they talked to Roger Dale, and they called me back last week and said, he's the only one. So, with the same dog and the same year, the Super Stakes and the Nationals, and man, I think
cool.
That just shows you that if you put in the hard work,
you
go out there and you dedicate yourself to it, and you get the right dog operating the right way, you can do it. I mean, he literally entered his first PKC hunt, I think he said, and 2 weeks later he was hunting, not in the Super Stakes he won, but he was hunting his Amtrak dog in the Super Stakes, and I think he placed like 7th or something in it 2 weeks after his first PKC
That's awesome.
hunt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that just tells you, you put in the hard work, you can go do anything.
Yeah.
You got to get out there and stick with it, and it's tough, and it's tough this time of year. I mean, if you got a young dog like Patrick is saying, I mean, it's been miserably hot here.
Yeah.
Except for this week, it's kind of cooled off a little bit.
Better,
but up to this week, if it wasn't monsooning, it was 100, 102, 103 degrees.
Humid.
And humid. And it's really tough to, work all day and come home and be like, yeah, you know what, that pup's out there. I need to go. And Lane Denny said that. He said, there's nights I come home, I don't want to go.
Oh, yeah.
But that young dog's out there, and I gotta go. If he's going to compete at the level that he's competing at and wants to compete at, you pretty much got to do that.
Oh yeah, that's what I keep saying. There, people will say, "I can't believe they're winning this many thousands of dollars," and it's like they're spending a lot, and they're spending a lot of time and a lot of effort.
They're not making a lot of dollars per hour when they win that.
Yeah. But, no, if you figured up dollars per hour, they probably wouldn't.
But if that's your goal, you're going to have to work that hard for it. Just undoubtedly. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Making a good coon dog is one thing, and then being able to make a good coon dog that can win, and you being able to handle them in that capacity. Yeah. I mean that's something that's so far out of my realm. Even that's just. That's awesome.
I mean, even me, I've competition hunted some, and I've done some winning. I've done a whole lot of losing. Hopefully, I'm fixing to rectify that situation.
You go.
Yeah. But with not only does the dog have to get prepared, but I have to get myself prepared. Mentally, physically. I've got to be ready to compete when I show up too. It can't, it ain't all just on the dog. You got to know how to call the dog, and you kind of got to lay out there with the dog to kind of know what the dog's doing. Before you even call him. Like with Ranger before he passed away. I mean, I could tell you when he come on tree if he had a possum or if he had a coon.
Right. Oh yeah. If you spend enough time with that dog, you're gonna know. I don't know how many times. Even people that I've hunted with a lot. Well, there he is. He's going to tree right there. No, he's not. Wait a little bit, and you just know.
Yeah.
You spend enough time, you're going to know that dog.
Yeah. Well, I think we've had some good episodes, here up to this point. I've got some really good ones lined up. I got a couple older gentlemen that's dealing with some sickness that I was going to get recorded this week that we just ain't been able to get it done, but hopefully we'll get those recorded, and they'll be good, and hopefully pass on some knowledge that some of us can use. I really enjoy listening to them stories and to how they got started, coon hunting, and for me, I didn't start with a tracking system and a $100 light, and so I kind of relate to some of that stuff. Some of it. I didn't competition hunt back then, so when I was a young kid, and my stepdad didn't competition hunt either, he just was a pleasure hunter. So I didn't know about 3-hour cast or whatever. When I started competition hunting, it was already 2 hours, but or so best I remember anyway. But I just think it's cool because I can relate to them, because I hunted until I was in my 20s with no tracking system.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
I think I was probably in. I think I was in my 20s. Yeah, because we didn't even have the beep beep for the longest time. I mean, a buddy of mine had it, and I remember thinking that was just the coolest thing ever. Yeah. You know, the old beep beep systems, and then finally I hunted with we purposefully hunted close hunting dogs because we couldn't find them. We was hunting smaller pieces of ground, and finally I bought a used Dogtra. You know, I mean, that was out even later than a lot of tracking systems were. After the early Garmin's, and now once we got it, boy, I guarantee you won't go without one. Yeah. There's no doubt. So, but it is neat. Those guys, they hunted for different reasons. You know, I mean, it's different. Somebody get into it now, they're getting into it trying to win and a lot of things, you know, and there's very few of them just simply trying to make a coon dog, or they're definitely not after hides. Yeah. So it's neat to talk to those old guys when that's something that they really depended on. You know?
Yeah. So, they're not hunting for hides, that's for sure. I don't think none of us is interested in that anymore. But hey guys, Jason at the Coonhound Collective podcast. Today I'm here to talk to you about a benefit hunt that's coming up. The State of Missouri Coon Hunters Association is holding the annual Shriners Children's Hospital benefit hunt on September the 24th, 2022. This is a UKC sanctioned event. There will be a bench show and a night hunt. There will also be a auction on the grounds at 1 o'clock. For more information on that, you can go to the Shriners Children's Hospital Benefit Stud Dog Auction and More on Facebook and check it out. You can scroll down through there. The winner of the bench show is going to get a CZ custom dog box. The winner of the night hunt is going to get the same custom dog box. There's a dog box up for auction right now over there, and a ton of stud dogs. Really nice dogs. Be a good opportunity to reserve a breeding for one of these dogs. Get your name in there. Stay on top of it. Make sure you win it so you can get a good breeding for that good female that you got out there. And there's a ton more other prizes. There's puppies being given away, some young dogs that are being auctioned, a lot of good things. Coon hunters are coming together for a great cause here. Help us make this hunt a large hunt here in Missouri. Help us raise some money to give to the Shriners Hospital. These guys are excited. They're really on fire here to try to make this hunt big. They're making a push here to make it. So help these guys out to really make this hunt a big hunt. You can reach out to Larry Bourbon if you don't have Facebook, and his phone number is 636-388-5420. 636-388-5420, or you can also reach out to Colton Ingram, and his phone number 636-249-3330, 636-249-3330. If you have something that you could auction off, get with these guys. They'll get it posted up on the page and get the auction running. Anything and everything. It doesn't have to be coon hunted related. Get it to them. Let's help these guys raise money for a great cause here. Coon hunters always come together to help other people. This is a great cause to help people. Let's help the State of Missouri Coon Hunter Association send a big check to the Shriners Hospital. Thanks. I like to kill a few for a young dog, but they just hides ain't worth nothing nowhere.
No.
So
yeah, it's a sad deal.
No, you can't even get people to take them at the meat hunts.
Yeah. Go to the meat hunt and nobody wants them, you know. So I mean, it's okay. You're helping the turkey population. I'm a big proponent of that, but we're not, coon hunters as a whole. We're not making a dent like the trappers did. So it's a different time for sure.
So not to get off coon hunting, but how'd turkey season go?
It went good for me. How'd it go for you, Patrick? Tell us about your turkey season.
Well, if I had a better guide, I'd have killed me a bird, I imagine. Old Daniel here, we went hunting. We hunt every turkey season, every chance we get. And I decided to put a little hindrance on me. I got an old Harper's Ferry original to 1818 that's been bored out. So I figured I'd hunt with it, and it limited me to about 20 yards. Me and Daniel's wife, we was sitting there in the field edge, and he had these turkeys coming. They come, 400 or 500 yards just straight to us.
Yeah, something like that.
And then about 40 yards out, they're around a little bend. We couldn't see them. They duck up in the timber. me and Ashley, we went running to this high line and got set up, and they crossed it about 30 yards out. And I'm telling her to shoot, and as she shoots, I go ahead and just risk a shot anyway. And it was too far for me, and her bird went running off over the hill. So that was about the only time I pulled the trigger all year. I think so.
Yeah, I said, well, I know why you missed. Why Patrick missed. I asked my wife, why'd you miss? She said, well, I think I just got excited. So, and then a little later in the week, I tried to get him a bird. So later on, I've got a little bitty piece of ground I hunt, and luckily it's full of them. And so I got to call. I actually saw a lot of birds this year. Missouri's been hurting, and I really think a lot of that's due to there's too many of them nest robbers out there.
Yeah.
And so, but luckily I saw a lot of birds. I got to kill a really good mature bird this year, and then later I got Ashley her redemption. She got a double with my cousin, and so they got to kill birds. And so really everybody that I took got to kill a bird except for Patrick.
Like I said, if anybody's a turkey guide, I'm looking for a better one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to take Jason next year, and he'll show you we can kill birds too.
Well, next year we're gonna get together for sure. My daughter is, I don't know why, but she's wanting to kill a turkey.
Well, man, I mean, coon hunting is my passion, but if there were no coon hunting, it would be turkey hunting, and everything else, it can just wash down the creek for all I care.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to bring maybe her and my boy over, and
yeah,
like I told you, I mean, if I could kill one, that'd be fine, but I'd be just as happy if they kill one. I'd video it and put it on the YouTube channel. Cause they, I don't know, she got the itch to kill one, and she kind of told me late, and we just couldn't make it work out, but we're gonna get her over here next year, and
let's do it.
Absolutely. Get her to kill one.
Hey guys, this is Jason over at the Coonhound Collective podcast. Is your dog box starting to get wore? Maybe it's starting to get a little cracked like mine is. Maybe you've just been thinking about it's time to upgrade to a new box, but you've asked your buddies and you're just not real sure what direction to go in. Well, let me help you out here. Go check my friends out at CZ Welding and Fabrication, custom dog boxes and aluminum products on Facebook. You can check out all their custom work they do there and their designs that they do. If you don't see something that you don't exactly like there, reach out to Nathan at 540-810-5439, 540-810-5439, or send him a message through the Facebook page. I bet he can fix you up. Don't wait till fall to get that new dog box. Go ahead, get that dog box now. Get you something looking good in the back of your truck that you can be proud of and that you can haul your dog around in comfort. Check my friends out at CZ Welding and Fabrication. You won't go wrong. Dog boxes built by hunters for hunters. Get yours today. CZ Welding and Fabrication.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of child abuse getting them hooked on turkey hunting.
It's like getting them hooked on coon hunting. It's just
not,
as bad.
Not quite as bad.
Not as bad. Yeah. It's not as expensive, is it?
Yeah. Well, so I think we said August 1st we can start killing coons in Missouri this year.
Yep.
First time.
And then it kind of shuts off for the start of deer season and then back up like mid-November, right?
Yeah, November 15th is August 1st to October 15th, I think, and then goes out for a month and comes back in.
And then we've extended our end, right? It goes past the end of February, I think now.
End of February or something. So we got a little better kill season. So that's gonna help on some young dogs.
Yeah.
If the heat will subside a little
bit.
Yeah. Us big boys, it's rough on us.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who you interviewed one time, but he said, I'd much rather sweat to death than freeze to death. And I thought, that guy's crazy.
I tell people all the time, you can always put more layers on. There's only so many you want me to take off.
That's right.
Well, my wife always says, ain't so much I can take off and not get arrested.
Yeah, so, there you go. Yeah.
I agree. I like it to be cool. I mean, I don't want it to be down in single digits, but I would rather it be that than 100 degrees.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm looking forward to the fall, and this year's second year for bear season in Missouri, and I got drawn for a tag.
I know, that's so exciting.
I'm pumped. I got the letter as I was leaving the house to come meet y'all. I got the letter out of the mailbox.
I'm so jealous. That's cool.
Yep.
And got drawn last year. I put in, didn't get drawn. I was bummed. So.
I still think you ought to run it with the dogs, just not tell the old game warden what he don't know won't hurt him.
Do you got any dogs trashy enough to try to run a bear, Patrick? maybe.
I might.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, I wish we would have a bear season that we could run dogs here in Missouri.
Oh, man.
I'd be hooked on something else.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't
Yep.
know that, one of them, those guys you interviewed there talked about having bear dogs and how much it cost. And I thought, I better not ever try that because I'll be hopelessly addicted.
Yeah, that was Nathan.
Yeah,
and, before we get out of here tonight, I got the dog box that he built me, and y'all can take a look at it. He's a good guy. I appreciate him building that dog box for me, and them dogs he's got, they got to be tough.
Yeah.
To mess around with a bear and just, one swat could be bad on a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Sure enough, and cost you lots of money.
Yeah.
Goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got dogs worth enough to take to the vet after they get swatted.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about that. I've already got some feelers put out there, and hopefully old Brett Stevens is going to help me get on a bear.
Get on a bear? There you go.
He's got some eyeball down there close to his house, and
all right.
I've seen it. There's been a boy up the road from me. He's got a bear on video in the tree in his front yard.
Wow.
He lives literally right around the corner from me. And there's been a couple other people say they've seen a few around there. I haven't seen them at night walking in the woods, going to the dogs or whatever. I'll see like up on the side of, where we walked, up on that side of the hill, there wasn't no equipment in there, and they'd be just a big old root ball or old dead
ripped it out, huh?
Yeah,
eating grubs and whatever. Yeah.
So I would think a bear or something done something like that, but I haven't caught one on game camera. My brother-in-law ain't caught one on game camera, but the guy that owns the 40 that joins us, he had a color-faced bear on his game camera.
Wow.
So we'll see. I'm hoping to get one on the ground this year. I'm excited. I've been wanting to go on a bear hunt for a long time, and I'm actually going to get to do it and not have to travel.
Yeah, for guys, native Missourians, it's pretty crazy to even think about.
Like 3 years ago, Missouri Conservation was telling us there's no bears in Missouri.
Yeah. Well, we saw one day fishing, and it run off.
Oh, that was a groundhog.
We thought we were. I thought I was going crazy, and I walked on down and kept fishing. And a little while later, he come down there and was fishing beside me, and he said, "Did you see that bear too?" And I said, "Oh man, I'm glad you saw it too," because I thought I was going nuts. And it wasn't very long, and it showed up in Joplin. It was right outside of Joplin there, and I think they end up euthanizing that one. But I thought I was nuts. We spent a lot of time in the woods.
I did my best to convince him it was a groundhog, but that didn't happen.
There was no doubt it was a bear. It was just one of them deals.
Well,
are you tired of whipping, scolding, and shocking to make them get alone? Is your buddy tired of helping you set your dog up for correction night after night? Do you really want your dog to be alone because you forced him to be? Or would you rather him be alone because he wants to be? Grand Night Champion Small Town Lone Survivor is the product of over 25 years of strong natural-born independent traits. This bold trait has been passed down from generation to generation and is showing up in loner offspring today. Loner is a direct son of Hall of Fame Grand Night Champion Cabin Creek Rowdy and Grand Night Champion Lonesome Dove Lori. Loner has a booming mouth that is talked about in every cast he has been in, including the 2021 World Hunt Finals. Loner is a no-reverse, ball-mouth open trailer who ends it plussed up with a huge dying locate and steady chop. Loner loves getting split and is a stay-put gun-pressure tree dog. Loner's intelligence is also impressive. He knows over 12 voice and hand signal commands. Loner has a character that loves like Jesus, but he doesn't walk on water. If you're interested in breeding to Loner, contact Brett Stevens at Small Town English Kennels at 417-300-3777 or find him on Facebook.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get one down on the ground, and maybe have some taxidermy work on.
Get some bear grease.
Yeah.
I can't wait to walk in the old clubhouse up there at Aurora, and Jason's wearing him a bearskin suit.
I was going to say, you can't weigh in that bear on them poundage hunts to try to beat us. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, well, that'd be good as long as we draw the largest
big weight
number.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm sure he'd rig it like he rigged last year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm really excited about that, and I'd like to have it a little bit sooner in the year this year than what we had it last time, and I really wouldn't mind having two.
Yeah,
we could have one early and have one late.
Absolutely, I'd do that for sure.
So, but I talked to the guys at the club and see what they want to do, but I think it would be good if we could have two, one early and a late. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time. You can take your buddies, and it's not they don't have to be quiet because you're trying to call dogs. You're just hunting. It's just, and where we go, we take the landowner, and his son, and I think we've got that poor boy hooked, and he's wanting a pup out of Frank as soon as we can get some, and so he's hopelessly addicted.
Well, don't talk about getting pups out of Frank. My phone's going to start ringing right now. I've already had a guy try to buy him.
I know it. I learned something from
Junior.
He said, don't price a dog unless you want to sell it. And so I didn't. I said, I can't even utter a number because I'm afraid somebody will show up at the door for him. So
I told him when he said he had a guy wanting to buy, I said, tell him 50,000. And if he buys it, that's 50 grand. And if not, you still got Frank.
I couldn't even say that out loud, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, and I'm hoping we get to hunt together a lot more this fall and this kill season. May I get a dog worth flip Tate. So.
Oh man, hey, no big deal. I mean, if we'd hunt poodles if that's all we had,
I got a golden retriever that'll tree a coon.
I got a lab at the house, but I can guarantee you she ain't treeing no coon. That's too much work for her.
Yeah.
But how's the Willow Creek pup doing? What's her name?
That's Little Miss Mavis. So Mavis, I've got a line of C.W. McCall dogs. That's where that comes from. Okay. C.W. McCall. So that's where Frank and Mavis come from. Mavis Davis.
Dog's name was Frank.
Dog's name was Frank. But Mavis is she's 6 or 7 months now, and Houndy, my goodness. I've always heard a lot of good things about Willow Creek dogs. Seen a lot of good things out of them, and so we knew. If I was going to breed Frank, it was going to have to be a bang-up female. And so I thought, well, I need to just get one and get her started on my own and just, kind of get my own dogs here. And so I think she's been out 3 times, and she was real timid at first. I was kind of worried about her. I didn't know how she was going to be. And I tell you what, nothing turns the dog around. A lot of people tell you, quit letting your kids play with your dogs, quit letting them, wool on them, don't pet that dog ever. And I couldn't disagree more. I mean, that dog was so timid and shy. There was no way I was ever going to be able to hunt her, let alone correct her. I mean, she was just scared, and I was the one feeding her every day. And man, let them girls wool on her, let them out, let her play every night, mess with them as much as you can, and she's turned right around. I mean, I'll holler at Frank real gruff, and boy, she don't even bat an eye. Used to be, she'd be balled up in the corner, So we took her out. I think it was her 3rd night out, and they told me she's going to be a ground pounder, and that's exactly what she did. She run in there and struck a track, and Frank opened on it some. I think it might have even been a little cold for Frank. I don't think he would have fooled with it if he's by himself, but he didn't want to be outdone by the pup, I guess, and she run the track, and she never did get it put up, and so we end up calling him off of it. But yeah, she likes to trail. We've run some drags with her, and she's done excellent with the drag. So I'm this fall, it's going to be like just puppy 2.0 back when I had Frank started. Man, I was every night, or I'd wake up at midnight and I'd get up and go get the dog and go hunt. I'm awake and that dog's just sitting out there wanting to go. So that's probably what's going to happen this fall. I'm going to be MIA quite a bit.
Well, that's what it takes to get one going. When you got one about ready to come on, and especially with the kill season starting early like it is, you get one ready to come on. You just pour it to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what it takes. So that's good though. That's good.
And I mean it's tough, but there's nothing more rewarding than seeing one of them young dogs with the light bulb just come on. It's like, hey, you're finally figuring it out.
Well, I tell you, when Ranger really started coming on, and I mean, he was still slipping up. You know, he'd tree a possum here or there or whatever, and I mean, I think he would have made a decent dog over time. But boy, when after all the hours I put in with him, from the time he was a little bitty puppy when I got him from Michael Barnes to the time he died, all the hours that I put in with him and stuff like that. When he split treed that very first time and had a coon by himself away from that older dog I had, I wouldn't have took a farm in Georgia for it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The
proud papa moments.
Man.
Yeah.
First night June made a tree. He's talking about them tree balls uprooted in your place. It looks like a bear's been on mine, because there's some oak trees, about 12 inches in diameter. I knocked over getting to that tree.
Getting in there to that dog tree,
yeah. And sometimes that's what it takes. You got to move. You got to get in there to them, get them petted up. And I tried that with Jewel, and man, I get in there and she wants to be my buddy. Yeah. And so that's another reason I wanted to send her to this guy. And he's had her out, and he said, boy, she'll do like you said. She'll burn a track down, and you know, she got a decent mouth for a female. And he said, but she's just not certain on the tree, but hopefully he's going to get her straightened out.
Yeah, I think she's on the right track.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's getting there.
And I've got a lot of time in the woods with her, and mainly just because I like her looks, and she minds well.
She's kind of funny looking, and there's no ticks on her.
No, she's one of them black dogs.
Oh man! Yeah. I thought we had him converted.
Well, you know, I mean, there ain't a good one comes in a bad color, they say. So you know.
Yeah. Well, I've got a kennel full of them ticked up colored ones, but I just something about them black ones I just can't get away from.
I understand. There's a spot in my heart for them too. I like them.
Yeah. But so all right, who's got a story tonight to tell? Surely Patrick.
Oh man, he's been itching.
Oh,
he's been itching to tell this story.
Okay, come on.
Oh, about last time we met up.
No.
I don't remember what story I've been
Oh,
itching
you
to
didn't
tell.
want about old Hawk and that hang up.
Oh, did we not tell that one?
I don't think we've ever told that.
Oh man,
I don't think we've ever told. No.
So, old Hawk, Frank's daddy, we was hunting him on this place I picked up right back of my house. It's perfect. Like 250, 300 acres right outside of town. We call it suburbia. And we turned him in. He made one tree, I think, and sent him again. We was hunting with this older guy that used to hunt with us some, and riding around. And I had a female that we got from a buddy. She wasn't much, but we was just getting her started. And they went in there and they hit a track and they ran it. And we're thinking, well, shoot, they're just about to cross over onto this guy that nobody in the neighborhood likes. Don't allow hunting. He's just a real jerk. I mean, you meet him. He's got money and he knows it. One of them kind of guys. Just about to get on his property and he'd call the law on you. And they made the tree and we went in there and we just see a hole up there at the top of this tree. It's a big tree. I don't think Daniel, Jason, and I could reach around it. And Daniel hits his old squall and this coon kind of pops his head out and he keeps squalling. A little more of it comes out. Keeps squalling. We get enough. We think, well, we can shoot that thing. It'll fall. So old Daniel, he pops it. He's probably using a pistol. Probably shot about a box of shells if I know him. This is back before 22 got hard to find. And that dang thing got his hips hung in the hole. So we was looking around and we found this long old stick and tried jobbing out with that. Couldn't reach. We thought, well, if Daniel will climb up on my shoulders, he ought to be able to reach that. We've got a picture of that, and he still couldn't quite reach it. But that picture, it's me standing there leaning on a tree, Daniel standing on my shoulder with about a 20-foot stick, and old Hawk, he's just standing on that tree treeing it as hard as he can.
Man, belly up. That dog was a tree dog. Yep. That's a cool picture.
And then after that, we thought, well, shoot, if we drive that there pickup up in here, and I stand on the dog box, and Daniel stands on my shoulders, surely we'll reach it. So we did that, and he could just touch it, but we never could get that thing wiggled out. And we went to leave. It was an old two-wheel drive, long wheelbase Ford pickup, and it just spun. And we thought, crap.
Yeah, now we're stuck. It's midnight or better.
We put that older guy in the up there in the driver's seat, and he's rocking it back and forth, and Daniel and I are shoving it to the side, trying to keep from running into this tree. Finally got it out of the way enough that we could back on down this hill.
Oh, man. And never did get it out.
Never did get that coon out. As far as we know, it's still hanging there.
Hawk might still be there treed for all I know, too. I don't know.
He would be. That dog would not leave a tree.
Yeah, I think y'all told me that story after the fact.
Yeah, I don't think... Patrick's always said if we get to tell a story, I'm going to tell that stupid story.
Yeah, well, now you got to get me the picture so we can post it on the Coonhound Collective Facebook page, and so everybody can see it, because that sounds like something y'all would do.
It does. That's
I got another one for you.
Okay, lay on.
Speaking of that dog not leaving a tree, me and old Daniel, he hadn't had him very long. It may have been the first winter you had him. We delivered wood to a buddy of his. It was about 5 degrees and snowing. He lived right by this little creek access. And on the way back, we wasn't going to do nothing, just sit around the house and watch TV or something. And we thought, we ought to go turn that dog loose. And on the way over, we're both thinking, surely he won't cross that creek. Surely he won't cross the creek. And he crossed that creek, treed on a little old sycamore right on the bank, slicker than snot.
Oh, yeah, slick.
So we're standing over on our side, not wanting to cross that creek. Another one of those instances I said, not my dog.
Yeah.
We found this cinder block, and Daniel, he'd shoot up in the air, and I'd dump that cinder block, trying to get that dog to think we had a coon over there. Finally, Daniel had to wade the creek. I went and got the truck started, got it warmed up. We got back to the house. And
it was cold.
Daniel went inside and tried to warm up, and I laughed.
Yeah, it wasn't one of our finer moments, I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, well, I got one. So this was in Alabama in November. It was the night before Thanksgiving was the next day, and it's pretty humid down there. So when it drops down, freezing or below, boy, it's cold. And I had this old so-called coon dog, and I was hunting in there behind our house, and my mom said, I don't want you hunting out all night because, we got Thanksgiving tomorrow. We're going to your grandmother's.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I thought, well, I'm going to just, I'm going to go make one dump. That's
famous last words.
Yeah. So, I had the dog I had was a trailing dog. He was one of them you build a fire and you waited on him to get treed. It was cold. So I built me a fire at the back of the truck, and he finally come treed in there, and I thought, man, boy, that sounds like he's down there in that bay. And so I kind of kicked dirt on the fire, put it out, and I start to him, and I had hip waders on. Sure enough, I got there, and there was a little island out there on the bay, and that's where he's treed, and I see the coon.
Hey.
And he ain't coming, and if he's got the coon, he ain't coming.
Right.
So I shot the coon, thought, well, he'll kill the coon, and then he'll come.
Get bored, come to you. Yeah,
no.
bring it to you or something.
No, he still wouldn't come. And he started to swim away from there to go hunting again, and so I started out there across to him.
Oh, no.
And it was about chest deep. And I got the dog caught, and when I got back to the truck, I rebuilt my fire there, and when I pulled my hip waders off, my socks was froze to the inside the boots.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's probably the coldest I've been.
Yeah.
Even living up here, that's probably the coldest I've been.
I imagine.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that was not fun at all. Well, we've done it again about an hour.
Yeah.
So, hey, I appreciate y'all meeting up with me.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yep.
And we're definitely going to do it again.
Yeah.
For sure. I enjoy getting together with y'all and talking, and hopefully this fall we'll get to hunt together a lot more.
Yeah, we're going to make it happen.
And maybe I'll get me one of those tote around hand recorders so we can catch Patrick talking trash while we're walking around.
You wouldn't be able to air it.
He talks trash a lot for a possum guy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, old Brandon talked about him. Corey Males, he's one of my customers. Every time he comes in the store, he just, what's going on, possum? I ain't never treated a possum in my life because I ain't never had a dog that would do it.
Yeah, sometimes we get tagged with that.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate it. Daniel, if you don't care, play us out.
Man,
and we'll,
I can give it a shot.
Give us a little Sweeney Falls.
Oh, man, I don't think I can do that where I'm at.
All right. Thank you for joining us again this week on the Coonhound Collective. Daniel, Patrick, thank you. Appreciate it, and we'll do it again.
You bet.
Yep, let's go look at the dog box.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to listen to the podcast. If you don't mind, head over to Facebook and give us a like, and head over to Instagram and give us a follow. It's both at the Coonhound Collective. Also, if you would like to reach us here at the Coonhound Collective, you can reach us at thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. If there's someone that you would like to hear on the podcast or a product that you would like to hear talked about, please send it to thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.